kind of a post-incursion stream. I was busy all day. I was worn out. I stayed up very late playing Incursions last night. Had some real fun doing that. It's maybe the funnest Incursions we've had in a long time. But most of all, because we pretty won it in the first hour. We hit a base that was left in one of their territories that had like a quadrillion in resources and got way up on it. I think I pulled maybe like almost 60 trillion before he finally shielded and moved. I guess finally moved. He couldn't shield, but he finally moved and put it up pretty much. And the rest of it was just having fun. The rest of the deal, we pretty well won it on that. But while I did take a nap midday because I'd been up all night before. As some of you know, that I recently had the flooring done in my apartment, so I was still trying to get my place back together post that. So I'd been up all night long. We were doing some stuff with the other one. Just for update for you guys that were on the stream with me, the last one I was testing out on my MacBook Pro, running the OS through Mac OS, there's a game through OS, and trying the streaming with it. I don't think my MacBook Pro's processor was good enough to do streaming and recording and trying to play this game. So I went back to using my gaming laptop. I did buy me a brand new monitor. I'm looking at a brand new 32-inch monitor. I was using that 27-inch monitor for a side monitor. I still don't have it completely set up right. I plan to use OBS in the 27 monitor and then use the chat only in my laptop or vice versa. But for some reason, I can't get gameplay in the middle monitor unless I mirror two of them. So I've got to go find somebody else that's doing something similar and find out how they got their monitors settings set up. Some stuff minor, but let's go ahead. If you can see, I've been mining. I'm going to go ahead and collect those dailies real quick. I'm going to go ahead and leave this one up here. Let me find a smaller node. How much do I got left? Yeah, I'll put it on this one. That should give me all the goodies for this one. Let's see, we got raw. Like I said, I haven't really played all day. Came on right at reset, event reset, and did my battle pass and collected all the awards from the incursions. And I'll show you how I did here in a minute, but let's go ahead and get these dailies started. And let me crank up the tunes. I had to redo everything, and I didn't see my microphone working, but I can tell that it's working through the deal now. So I'm going to put my tunes on. I'm going to turn it up really low to start with. Let's see. I got to turn my iPad pod on. Come on. Man, it's being finicky today. Okay, here we go. Okay, music. It should be right there. Okay, I'm going to go right to the beginning. Okay. I'll turn it up because I don't hear anything right now. Okay, you guys can tell me how that sounds. Sounds like that might be just a tad too loud. Okay, now we're gonna go ahead and okay, it says it's full now, so I'm gonna go ahead and pull it off. I'm gonna go ahead and pull my. I got myself right beside each other. See if it's completely full. it's completely full. Come on. It's supposed to. Let's see. This one's not, though. We're gonna find another. Okay. So we got that done. Let's go ahead and do some fuse trials. I need the let me get me something to drink here right after I start this over here. I kind of like this new setup I got here as far as the way the monitors are going. I just got to get whether you display everything where I want it to. Yeah, I don't know what my streaming schedule is going to be like next week. I start the new job, so I'm not for certain what that's going to look like next week. Okay, I want to send this one right on back into getting some. Like I think we had a full node. Where was it before? They're right here, I think. Yeah, we'll go ahead and use this one. Bring it right back. Go ahead and redeem these. So yeah, it was a really good Incursions for me. I'll show you how our server did. I'm on server 74, and we went up against 76. They were a server just a few months younger than us. A server a few months younger than us, age-wise, but their economy was probably 6-8 months behind us. It seemed like the average player on that server was in the low 50s. They did have some humongous spenders on that deal that were Op 70 that had close to tiered out ships, but that wasn't the norm. I think there was maybe 2-3 guys like that on the whole server. The rest of them were pretty easy. There were several of the 70s a couple 70s on their server I was able to handle pretty easy. Then anybody below that was pretty easy. We'll go into the incursion events. We'll go all the way back to Raiders, where I finished lowest just because I wasn't raiding, because I didn't need the resources. And we were way ahead. If my server had been behind, then you would have seen me going out. Then a lot of these guys that are ahead of me, I helped them hold off people from stopping the raid. So I should get an assist there. But now these other ones are Alliance. When I went to sleep this morning, before I pulled in some research and upgraded some ships. We should have won that. see, the people who beat us just barely went over us on that, and that was on my alliance mates out there, because I spent crap load, like you said, we barely got beat on these, and that's on them, because I took a Nova from level 15 to 60 to get us on top before I went to sleep. I got second place in champion, which that goes from the counts for, I think, 10 points for every ship you kill. So I got second place on that. And damage, the damage dealer one, I got fourth, because a lot of people I hit, I was hitting on both sides. Unfortunately, this one only counts on your server, the people that you hit the invader. The stuff on the other side didn't count, so I would have probably been in second place too if my damage on the other server counted. So overall, and then we'll look at the overall record. You can see we more than doubled their score. They were pretty good. I mean, they merged server 77, which is merged with 76, and now they're 76. We used to face them a bunch when we were on 75, when we were server 75 before we merged with 74. There's a lot of rumors on my server that they think we're gonna merge with 76. I really don't see that, because from what I was seeing, that it's not wouldn't be an even merge. And usually Scopely tries to do a little bit better job than what it would take for them to be there. I just don't see it. I don't think we're in line. I actually talked to a few people from Scopely and asked them if we were going to merge soon, and they told we weren't on their list. That's as much as they would tell me, that we weren't on the list to merge that they saw. And these were pretty high up guys. I won't mention who they were, but they were guys that would know whether but we've got people on my server that cry merger all the time, and they try to use it to manipulate people to play the game the way that they want. So, but it was running, that rumor was running wild right before the Incursions started. Oh, we need to win. If we win, then we go to them or they go to us. Well, I already knew that guy didn't know what he was talking about. They always use the lower number when you merge. They never go to the higher number. They always, like, when we merged with 74, we did Incursions with 74 3 times, and we waxed them all 3 times. And when we merged, we dominated 74. All the big alliance except for one are all ran by 75 people. But I think we went against 74 3 times in Incursions, and we beat them all 3 times. And most of the time they weren't even close, because we got the unfortunate deal where we merged with a server that sucked at Incursions worse than my server does. The only way we can win is what we just did this last time, whether we knocked 2 really big bases. And while I was sleeping, they got another one to widen the gap. Pretty much, if after that second guy we got, or they got, I was asleep when they did. They just told me that they were getting like 6 to 8 trillion of a scoop. So they said he had like 8 quadrillion or something like that worth of resources. And they only got to rate him for like 15 minutes before he was either told that he was being raided or he went away. That's the thing about it. I mean, there's so many people who, I don't know why it keeps doing that. I was doing that the other night too, where I'm gonna let it get there. I need to get this miner back in its place. So where I'm gonna put it in hazard space. I already got everything I need, but right now I'm low on mats, on all the mats. I'm just gonna put it right back in here. Oh, he won't reach there. That's right. I gotta put him in this one in hazard space. Okay, let's go back. You should be right on top of it now. But anyway, did you get to do any incursions, or are you still too low to be able to do them? I think next incursion, I'm going to do a video to show you how to prep for incursions, both going into it. I think there are things that you need to do where you won't be the guy that loses incursions for your server. And there's some stuff are common sense stuff, but you'd be surprised. Okay, I see how many I need for the next one. Do I want to do? I only need one, so I'm going to go ahead and get the full pull. Okay, let's see. Yeah, man, I was gonna do, when I got off the other night, Taco, I went back on here. I was still testing out the Mac thing, so I wanted to see what it did recording-wise. So I decided I was gonna shoot some video just for some of the songs and put on YouTube separately from the gameplay. And I went into one of the systems that had enterprises, so I could, I don't think it was this song I was doing, I think it was it was this song, the Klingon's Revenge. I was going to do a video just for this using the Krechna and a system that had Enterprise Ds in it. Or no, it just had regular Enterprise. I went into that, what system was it? I think it was a 59 Federation system, and it had the Enterprise A's in there, you know, with Kirk, so it was talking about Kirk. That's right. That's why I was going to do the Enterprise D, and I said, well, no, that didn't fit the song. So I went in there and did about, played the song in the background so I'd have enough video. I was going to put the actual track using Final Cut, and when I got it, man, it dropped so many frames. It looked bad, and the quality was not good. So that kind of ended the Mac experiment I was doing the other night, whether I could do it on my Mac or not. So I'm not going to do that after all. So I guess that did save me about $600 from buying a Mac Mini to run it on eventually. But okay, Taco, I don't know if you're able to do this yet. What you saw me do is I was doing the Q's trials, and even though I'm finished with the assessment part of it and it doesn't do me any good, I do it for this stuff right here. And what this does, it gives me stuff for the refinery in here, where I can go in here and go, not Forbidden Tech, where's it at? Forbidden Tech. And the Forbidden Tech, it gave me this stuff right here. Now I can go here and redeem it for these rods I need desperately, so I can unlock forbidden technologies or change them. and also can use it to get some of the tear up stuff like this. I can go in here and click these. I'm only going to do one because right now I'm more interested in focusing on getting these rods. Because this, I'll show you why. Well, I can't because one of the ship's already out. But it takes like 36,000 to unlock one on the ship. So it's very, very, very expensive. And but that's the thing where they screwed up on. We got this cool thing in here that I can do and use it in the X. No, it's not this refinery. In the factory, Joe. So I can go in here in the X board. Let's see, forbidden technology. I can use this stuff right here to get me that, but you notice one thing that's missing? The rods, no rods. I can get more bells, I can get all this other stuff I can use to upgrade the forbidden technologies, but it didn't give me rods in here. That's what I need more than anything. Let's see if there's anything else in here I want to redeem while we're at it. No, I think I'm good. I'm just going to check some of these others. Okay, I can do that. I need to do that. I need to do some solo wave defense. The other night they were broke. They did see that it was screwing up for me, and they did refund those directives. So I should have enough for 2 runs. Should be in that system in time now. Hold on, I need to see something going on in the live channel. Let me put this. Written by a guy I don't think should be in our alliance. So yeah, you know what? I'm gonna put it on this little one and I'll reset the node, get a whole node out of it. That's something. If you don't see a full node in here, that's something you can always do. Find the lowest one. You know, that one was like 13, you know. So it's going to take me 3 minutes to clear it, and you get a full node. Especially if you don't want to be reloading all night. See, this one, well, I wonder if I'll have to be full when I'm done with that one. But I did see that I do have refinery full. And I need this worse than I need anything right now. This crystal for the catch one. Gas is a secondary mat that it needs. But right now, the 2 main I need crystal number 1, and then G64 for number 2. Okay, let's see. Okay, one of the things I've been using this Okay, one of the things I did get a bunch of build-up shards. You see, I'm really close. During that next Alliance tournament, he'll be tiered up. That was the best thing about the Incursion, is they added these officers. Before we only had the strike team members in it. Then they expanded and see, I can get some fusion rods in here, but they're way expensive. They're way not worth what they're asking there. And they got some, they got the fleet commanders in there. I mean, they expanded this store pretty good to the point where I hope they don't get off the monthly schedule. Even when we would get our asses kicked on there because people wouldn't shield. You did have the SMS that you could score and get valuable stuff in here. See, what I'm waiting, I want to get some more Incursion coins. If I can remember to be up in 8 hours and 35 minutes before this thing, before the 10 hours and 20 minutes, I'll get to make another pull from here. Then think I will have my bill-ups done, but we're gonna wait. The coins carry over. If I screw up and I don't get there in time to do it, then I can do it next time, or spend it whatever I want to on the next one. But let's see. I need to look and see what else. We know we got our regular daily stuff to do. I still need to do my freebooters. I need to still do my hostiles out in hostile space. So I need to do that. But let's see what else is in here. I know there's another event. Like I said, I basically came in here, upgraded my ship to get some points for this thing. And okay, here's something this was the 12 o'clock event. Okay, more of this stuff right here. Okay, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna hit Fed space tonight, even though, let's see, did I remember to do these today? No, I didn't. Need to do those. See, I wasn't awake when the 12 o'clock roll out. At 11:15, I was gone after I finished doing the battle pass, which today was freebooters or Dominion space hostiles. Okay, I'm sitting there looking. I didn't look at everything that got pulled. Okay, so we do our thing. We'll do Federation hostiles, and we do our different things that we're going to do tonight. Okay, let's go ahead and reset the node. See, it'll be almost full when I'm done here. And like I said, I need to be doing some mining. And hold on, I'm gonna get me something to drink. Okay, let's get busy. All right, let's see. Let's get the. Is that my little? That's my little. Oh yeah, I got my big cube in the hostile. Okay, I'm just looking. See if I had an upgrade. Okay, I've got everybody I want here. That's left over from this morning. God, I was so tired. I slept until 7 o'clock. I went to Walmart and bought this new monitor, and it took me a while to get everything set up. I still don't have it completely set up the way I want it, but I needed to play the game so I could play real quick, and I'm gonna go to bed, try to see if I can sleep a little bit through the night instead of staying awake all night. I've been doing that. I've been staying awake all night, all week long. I mean, that's my normal schedule when I was working nights, and I didn't work days long enough for it to take before I quit that other job. Okay, we need to go to Fed Space. Okay, let's go to that one we don't have. Yeah, we'll stick in there. I'm gonna go ahead and jump so we can get there. See, this is not gonna help me on my dailies. This is gonna be for the Fed event. Well, I guess what I should have done is done my dailies first. You know what I'll do? Since I'm here, I'm gonna go. I need to go here is where I need to go. Let's go ahead and do them first and do our G6 solos. And that, I'm not gonna jump. I'll just go 2 minutes. It's gonna die anyway, so I have to. We have to jump up here for the next one. Oh man. So you didn't answer, Taco. Did you get to do any incursions, or did your server have a buy or whatever? Anybody else did? How was your incursions? Anybody else that's watching the stream right now? Feel free. Tell me, did your server win? Was it fun for you, or was it just a beating? Because I've been on both sides of it. You know, when you're doing your best to win it for your server, and you just got people who just won't shield and move, or just won't stay shielded. It pretty well sucks. One. Okay, cool. That's awesome, dude. Awesome. Awesome that you got that much. The problem for me is I used to be always win the rating one, but I don't do it as much because the regular resources doesn't really do anything for me anymore. But I spent the whole night, you know, when once the raid gets discovered, keeping guys off my guys. You know, I played enforcer in that role pretty much. Yeah, the next video I do want to do a video on for this song here. But I've got to have some help for some guys that want to lose their Voyagers. But I'm going to go reshoot that video that I was going to did the other night, Taco. I was telling you about for the Klingons Revenge song that I have. I'm going to reshoot it. I had an idea on how to do it, and it worked out pretty good. If the video would have came out good, but the video didn't. Hi, dude, man. Well, that's cool. I mean, yeah, I've seen your stream. You have a really good stream too. If anybody's on here, check out his stream. Put a link into on your channel, guy. Yeah, I've been known to. I didn't do it this time, but there's times where I played 24 hours straight during Incursions. Because there's been a lot of times where me and the group of guys I used to hang with it. With most of them aren't playing anymore. We used to pull the incursions out for our server when we would get people that didn't keep their shields through the night. We'd go and find them and hunt them down. But hey, Moose, my server's really bad about shielding. And when we merged with 74, they were the only incursion server that we faced that was worse on shielding than us. So we inherited some really bad shield discipline players. We have a bunch of farmers on our server that don't really care about if they get completely wiped out. They just use their tokens and they're back in service, or they'll just buy more resources. So to them, it's no big deal if they get completely wiped out in the incursions because they just don't care. And it makes it really hard for the guys that do, because there are good rewards if you win. You know, like I said, I got close to tearing up my billups because what I won in incursions this time around. Okay, I don't see any more 70s. I gotta have 70s or 71s to. Yeah, since I talked to you, man, I went up to. I'm up 70 now, and I got my Kretschner, and I'm working on the second one, and I've got my Enterprise E about 3/4 of the way. Okay, here's a 70. See, I'm gonna die before this thing. Yeah. It makes it really hard because there's no system that has pure 70s and 71. Like you saw all those 69s in that system. That was good when I was a 69 player, but not good when I'm a 70 player. Okay. Okay, let's see. I wonder why it took me back to this system. That's weird. Okay, let's, we need to go back to the Fed side again so we can score in that event. Okay, we're gonna go right, we're gonna jump. Yeah, I didn't use any jumps for a few days to get myself back up. Yeah, Moose, these are all songs that you're listening in the background, of songs that I wrote for the stream. They're all like Star Trek or Star Trek Fleet Command or space related songs. Yeah, I miss the guys we used to have so much fun together on these incursions. And what was cool about it is when we were shooting up on, up on players, well, we would gang up on guys that were higher ops than us. Yeah, I mean this alliance I'm in now. Before the merge and a bunch of other drama that went on here. We used to just totally go on the other server and annihilate them. But there's been so many guys, so many good guys I used to play this game with that have quit over scopely crap and drama on the server and all kinds of stuff. That it's sad, man, because we used to have so much fun doing. Incursions was like a chance for us to pull our freak card out because there was no consequences. There's no row, no nothing involved. And it was fun. I look forward to Incursions. But like I said, since we pretty much merged with this deal, Incursions has been a whole different thing here. Come on, give me another 70. Man, this fed space sucks for spawning these 70s, man. I can usually go make 2 runs and be done with this. I think I have to take go for a 3rd run. How much? Shoot, I'm gonna go to the other system and see if they respawn instead of just letting it die. Okay, I've got to see how many I need to finish it. Yeah, I think last time I talked to you in channel, Moose, was when I think I was Op 66. Yeah, I thought it would take me until the summer to get to 70, but some stuff broke my way as far as some of the events, especially those arcs that we had the choice of what mats it paid out. Oh my gosh, that helped me so much. Because about Op 66, it kind of changes. Before that, it's all driven by the Sigma resources, but right now the bottleneck for me is more mats, like it was at Op 60 in your late 50s. Because to me, going to 6-star has been, or G6 has been kind of a mixture of the whole game. When you first went to G6, it was like being an Ops 22 or something, where you didn't have anything, where you had to, the time. Still, Sigma time speed ups are going to be the choke point throughout the whole okay, we're gonna have to fix it. I don't know where I want to go. There's some 71s, but I got a feeling that I'm gonna go back to this one, and if there's not any, I'll immediately go back. Man, I hate wasting all these jumps. The spawns have not been kind. Yeah, I don't see any. There's 171 way up here, but it's not worth. Let's go back to this other one. But normally, Moose, I don't usually go in Fed. Usually I go in the Romulan system to do my dailies. But we got that event going right here. And normally, it only takes me 2 runs, go one in one system and the other one, and I'm done. But today you can see these is overly 69s in the system. Usually there's a bunch of 69s, but there's usually a lot more 70s and 71s in this system. I don't know, maybe I came after somebody who did the dailies and wiped these out. That could be a possibility, being so close to reset. There's another 71 up there. And I use my cube just because the repairs are a lot cheaper. And when I took my Ketchuna to tier 6, I was able to put the cube up another deal, so I'm able to go into this 71, that big 70 system. I'm gonna get the 70 because it's closer. First. 71. There's nothing else in here. How much fuel do I got left? Okay, let's go back. Go back up, see if any spawned up here. I've never really had to do what I'm doing like this before, where I've had to go into it multiple times. How close we are. Oh man, I'm not even close. I may just go in there and just give it some time. That's got to be what happened on there. I've almost got this event done. The last tier is 1,000, so I got the 500, so I've got the last tier to do. You know, these 69s do nothing for my daily, but I can use it to score in the other event. A pop in it. Man, I cannot believe how... Well, there's a 70 up here. I gotta see if I got time to get it. But man, there's another 70 here. Hopefully I can get it. Yeah. Next time I do Fed space, I'm gonna have to move up into. I was trying to get my mining crew done. See what happens when I get off. It filled me completely up. Not quite. Let's see if there's a little small. There's one there. Let's go up there and clear that one. I'm gonna do something else and give them a chance to respawn because I don't want to make trip after trip. So we'll go ahead and change the crews. We're gonna do some G6 solo armadas. I'm gonna put my go ahead and keep the cube. And we're gonna go ahead and change crews. We'll go into our armada. This is the crew I use to do armadas. I've got right here. I think this is the best armada crew that you can have. I can do anything with it. Now I think you may be getting some, probably, I wouldn't doubt if we, next arc that we get another hostile, maybe there'll be some mods where I can put another pure armada officer in there in his place. But he gives me good stats right here. You can see that I'm stacked on my health. And it doesn't really matter where I do it. Well, let's go in Fed space just so it will actually count for the. That's done. I thought I saw another. empty. Somebody must have grabbed it over. Okay, let's go ahead and just jump on anything. I don't think it's completely full. Not yet, it's almost there. Let's see what this is. Repairs. Okay, we're gonna go back into. I went back here just so it's easier. Fed space is next door. Okay, I need to go into 68 system. And we're gonna jump. Come on, why is it not? Why is it, there it goes. Yeah, I don't know if it was that way on Moose on your server, but the other night we were having issues with the 60 system solo wave defenses. It wasn't just, I thought it might be me because I was doing it first time on Mac client, but I found out from my community manager on the private server that it was a system-wide deal with the 60 system solos. They were basically unplayable because the lag was horrible, and then it wouldn't let you acquire targets. Like the two worst things it could do to you on there. Get some of these too. I should have done that in the last one. You can tell I'm not hurting on the board cube stuff right now, so otherwise I'd be. Okay, I'm gonna let this fly back. Or we can, you know what I'll do? I'll jump back, I'll fly back there. This crew is not really good on that, but if I'm gonna see if I can get one more. I'm gonna have to repair anyway. Let's see if I can find another. I'll just get this one. Okay, let's go back into the 70 space again. See if we can get lucky and find a. This is not an effective crew. It'll kill about 4 or 5 of them. If the radiation or whatever is this is what is this? Ion, is it Ion Storm? I think it is. No, it's radiation. I don't know why the cube's technically technically the way it's set up here is more Romulan, so it should handle the radiation better than what it does. Okay, now this one's full, so we're gonna send it back. I may have to send it up into Klingon space because I didn't see any empty nodes for crystal in there. So I may have to send this one up into Klingon. I think it's 67 space where the biggest nodes are in Klingon space. I'll look again after it loads, after we finish this, probably. What's going on? Oh crap. I clicked on the wrong one. Okay, I don't see anything past any 70s. Gosh, it's like, I can't believe how Like I said, I don't normally do the Federation ones. I usually do the Romulan. It's like my third faction. I am working on getting that battleship, even though I've talked to other guys that are in their 70s, like it's the weakest of the epics, like it is on any other ones, which is sad. It's one of the coolest looking ships in the game. Hey, I'm gonna go ahead and fly it back. This is ridiculous. Like I said, I'm gonna go do something else and then come back to it. Because there's other things I need to do besides this. I don't know why it did that, guys. I got the mouse swung over to the OBS screen. I don't think I got any more materials. Territory. I'm just catching up. I hadn't done any of this all day long, which is not good. I usually try to time this out where it does it at daily resets. But I just want to get this all done with. For a taco, this is, I don't know if you're in what, I know you're a lower player, but this is all stuff that you could. There is a refinery. I don't have anything in there I can redeem. Right, I finished it up, but there is a refinery, which you get stuff right there. That stuff I was just doing helps your alliance in keeping territory, but there is a territory thing right here. I've got all these maxed out. Oh, here's one I don't. That uses that sub materials. I haven't even looked in this thing in the longest time because there's really not, if there's anything in here, it's just stuff that's not meaningless. But I've got pretty much everything out. Here's something. But anyway. But there's some decent research in here. Like you can see right here, this one does hull for your hull health. And these are all really, the ones in the back here are all really good. This is one that uses ship repair one. Yeah, unfortunately these don't count for the events. couple. What's this here? I guess. Okay. Some of this stuff is like not. I've got. I'm done with it. So this is for this. I've never built one of these esophaguses. I think it's a waste of. Once your server guys got epic ships, that I'm talking about epic 34s. Once you get those epic 34s, those sarcophaguses are not useful ships at all. I mean, they're real expensive to upgrade. I never built one, and I'll never will build one. Okay, let's see. But anyway, this territory was where you spin the stuff in there. I basically just do it to help the Alliance at this point. Just seeing what I'm not going to speed it up. I'll let my Alliance get the help to put anything down. I've got some lower ones anyway than that. If that's something I need that needs to be cleared. Let's see. That's what I hate when you build the building. I'm gonna have to get access it a different way. This is the next build I really want to do, but I've got to wait till I get my catch done to make sure I don't need any of that rare gas. I only did that one just because it was using ore. Then, let's see what this building takes. Rare crystal, well that one won't be done for a while. Let's see, my next... What happened to... oh yeah, I pulled... She's on my armada. Okay, he's back. Okay. Let's go in here and see... Alright, let's go into... Looks like we may have a few. Okay, I've got a pull. Okay, I've got a double pull. I'm gonna go ahead and take it. That's good. I got enough to do in one epic. That's what's so jacked up, that you do an entire full pull of your uncommon. You don't only get a half of a start instead of a whole start. Let's see what we got here. I do have one. I'm gonna go ahead and do it. Okay, Moose, I don't do the epics anymore. The only two that really, I do this because I earn it through the different other stuff on there, but I don't do these armadas anymore. I'll do the rares because I still need the pick officers, and I do need doctor shards. If these officers weren't in this, I wouldn't ever do any of these anymore because there's nothing in these that help me. Then the only thing in here, factory credits help, but I don't need any of these ships, and I don't need any G5 parts. So the only thing I ever redeem in here is the relocation tokens, and if I get low on one of these heat shields, I'll grab them. Usually only grab the day and 12-hour variety of these. But let's see what else we want to do. Let's go. How far away from being done with this are we on this? Yeah, I got a little ways. Why don't I go ahead and oh, it'll let you. No, it's all feds. Why does it say hostile 1? I don't know. Whatever. Okay. Let's go back into our regular dailies. Let's see how many more we need. We basically need 2 more. I'm trying to think of something I can double. I'm trying to see if there's any more. Yeah, there's no more crystal in here in this system. So I'm going to send this to Klingon space, which is right next to it. So I'm going to put it, I think right here is the crystal. Send it to the crystal. Sorry guys, my mixer board fell on the floor. Like I said, I've got these cords kind of temporarily ran. See how it's gonna work. I'm done with my dailies as far as the points go. But there are other stuff in the dailies I want to complete. I want to complete this one. And what the heck, let's finish it. There's only need 2 more. I don't think I could be that unlucky that it won't be 2 won't spawn back in here. My OBS is going weird. Yeah, Moose, I pretty well was finished raiding. Like the first hour in, we hit a guy that had like, I think it was like a 1.5 quadrillion of resources. He didn't move out of territory, and his territory was the same territory as the alliance I was in. So I went back on the other side, warped into that, ported back into territory and switched to their servers were always in the same system, so I was like right next to him. So I was just sitting there hammering that with my ship. So I got, like I said, I got probably like somewhere between 60 and 80 trillion, and about 15 minutes worth of raiding that guy. We were getting like, I think my first pull I got like 3 trillion, but by the time the dinner bell rang, his thing went down pretty quick. Because we had probably 25, 30 guys from our server hitting it toward the end. But I was lucky on that one because that one was in our territory, and I wasn't really afraid of anybody cracking me on their server. There might have been 2 guys that would have done some major damage to my base before I could move it. But there was nobody on their server that would have 1 or 2 shot me and got in. Especially when I'll load up when Incursions. I'll have battle PvP crews in 6 slots, and they'll have my raiding slot, and it'll be pretty hard to get through these ships. So let's go back into dead space and finish this thing out. Even though I don't want to jump again, but I want to get done with it with both the things. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just. I don't want to waste the jump gears. But overall, right now, trying to upgrade these 70 ships are insane on the amount of resources you need to do it. I'm surprised. I actually thought at this level that this number would be a lot higher. I'm surprised it's as low as it is. That's the one thing that's been a pleasant surprise. I thought every one of these from about, I don't know, tier 3 and up would all be like over 1 million. But yeah, these rare 6-star, man, then you also got rare parts too. See, this isn't that bad. All I gotta do is do that, and I got that. But yeah, it's gonna take. Yeah, I can probably over the week's time I'll be able to earn these. But one thing, like I was telling you before, what got me to from 66 to 70 a lot quicker than what I thought was those arcs where we had the choice on mats, where I could go and choose the mats that I wanted and not the mats they were giving me. So I was able to personally select whatever I was working to upgrade my station with, and it helped a lot. I hope they keep that format, because that's one of the better things that they've done in this game is to give you the choice. But this past arc, they really haven't gave us, you know, I mean, I'm in between arcs, they haven't really gave us any mats. I might have been able to jump up another tier on my Kretschner if we would have had some crystal. We didn't even get ticket events this weekend. I can't remember if we got them last weekend either, but it's been kind of mat poor on the events, and pretty much, unless you're going to buy them, the only place you can really earn them is through the events, because the refinery, the exchange rate on the raw to finished mats is ridiculous and very poor. I need to go check. I don't know if I've done this today yet. No. Okay, this is I've been, you know, some of the things I've been telling you guys on how poor the exchange rate is. Watch this. Let me take my banner down so you can see this. Okay, you can see I've got 296 trillion. And to get 10 chest pulls is going to cost me 24 trillion. And I'm only going to get that much of the Sigma research, not Sigma, resources of the Paris still, which is insane. Just luckily there's nothing I can use these on. I've got, in tokens below, I've got like a quadrillion and a half of the Paris steel. And several million of the titanium. Or tritanium, I don't remember how you say that, but yeah, I would never even think about doing that pull before, because dilithium is so hard to come by in the sub 660. That was the thing that hurt me worse on research than anything else. Why is somebody? Let's see who that is. Trying to find a decent node. I can't find one. I'm gonna go this little one and then have it reset. Let's see who this 67 is here. Okay, there's nobody I gotta beef with. I'll let him proceed. There are some guys in his alliance that I think are morons, but he ain't never really done anything to me. Alright, let's see. Let's go back into this one. What's going on? Oh, the cube. I almost screwed up there. I'm in the wrong system. Well, I'm in the 68 system. Let's jump. That was a bad jump on my part. That's the reason why it kind of threw me. I clicked on the wrong system. That's why I wasn't expecting it to be there yet. See how close I am on. I could recruit. I think I've already looked. I think that's all the. Yeah, I got all these. There's only like 2 officers in one of these that I don't have tiered out. Bael and this one, this girl chick right here. She's one of the harder people to get shards in the game. Oh yeah, I got Marcock up here. What the heck? See if we get lucky. Oh, we got 2. That's a goodie. Okay, I'm in there now. We need 2. That'll get us right here. And then we got one coming right behind it. That'll be. See, in G6, when you do that, if you shoot up like a 70 to a 71 or 68, that's why I was like 66s doing these, man, I would finish these things in a hurry. See, I got all 3 of them done now. Now I'm just gonna pop as many as I can and try to finish this stupid thing out. Okay, let's go down here and see if I can use the beam. Now I don't care which ones I pop, because I got my 3 I need to finish my daily. Now there's going to be like 70s all over the place in here now, but No, they're still not. There's one up there. Now I can go in and finish that out. Okay. Well, I'm gonna do something different. I'll finish this after the stream. Only probably take me about 5 minutes of flying some more. What do y'all want to see? Do y'all want to see me do the Krenom or solo waves? So I need to do both. Anyone? Solo waves or the Krenom armadas? I guess since no one's speaking up, I'll go do solo. I should have enough of. So I'm gonna have to crew up for these guys. Once I found a good crew, that's what I went ahead and made my own solo wave. Here we go. Which ship do I got? Okay. I'm using my Op 66 ships and one of my cubes to do this. I hope they're not jacked up. I want to give it a try. Okay, I got that one's done, so I'm going to reset the node. Yeah, see, these are much bigger nodes, but they're a pain in the butt to get up to. That's why I do that 70 system, because there's a super highway there. Okay, you need to get back to. As my ship goes down in flames, my heart cries out your name. As the skies come crashing down, all that matters. Well, they didn't credit me my thing back. I can tell you that now. God dang it. They told me they were going to. Dang it. The QE manager said that they were on it. They were going to recredit me. I'll have to get on Discord after this is over with. Dang it. Pisses me off, man. I didn't look. That was my fault. I should have looked as soon as they said they were going to do it. So what I like to do is I like to use like a triangle formation with these ships. Still a little bit off on the. You saw I pointed over here. It should be sitting right there. That's not a good sign. Because that was the other day when I was having a hard time acquiring the targets. They may not be fixed. We'll find out here in just a second. So far, they look like they've been, but it wasn't until this next round where I started having issues acquiring them. The lag started catching up on it. But so far, so good. I used that one to set me up for the next round. That's why I used the cube and not the closest and fastest one, because they're all going to spawn up here. That was me. I screwed that up. Came out like I wanted to, though. Okay, we'll bring the cube down, bring my all this, like this is all about positioning, getting the ships in the right spot. For me, at least, I don't have problems killing them. You know, there's big people that will have that issue with. So now you got to get this guy. See, I had them right in the right spots. Now I've got to get this one up here quickly. These two middle ones are probably the toughest ones in the bunch to get the positioning just right on it. Okay, this looks like it's going to be a perfect run, even though I did make a few bad clicks myself. That was on me, and not the game. I looked at a mouse today, Martin. I told you to get a gaming mouse. It's just a regular mouse. Gosh, dog, I screwed up there. That's on me. Maybe I can get it before it. Nope, I didn't get it in time. Why is it not clicking on that one? Okay, that wasn't a perfect run. I couldn't get, for some reason, I couldn't get my middle one to click, and it screwed me up. I finished it, but that was ugly. Got what I needed out of it, but to me, if I let one get by, that's not a good run. But for some reason, I couldn't get my cause to react. I don't know if it was me or was it the game. But the other ones worked okay. But by the time I figured out that it didn't inquire that one, it was too late. Gosh, I wish they would do something about these spam people that put that crap in your feed. All right, we got that done. Now I need to go in and do the crinum. Okay, I'm gonna use my biggest cube and which ships did I have before? Let me look and see. I think I can use both my cubes actually. That's what I'm gonna do. How it goes with our blaze held high. This is what it looks like to be Klingon. These are our songs about our victories, about our glories. We are Klingons. This is how it goes. I think this is my call. I'm not going to put regular crew back in. But I'm going to switch ships. I'm going to put my Titan. I need the max fortify to get the stuff on it, so I'm going to go ahead and if I got enough for an upgrade yet. I'm getting, man, this last bit is taking forever. Moose, I didn't mess with that Titan for a long time. Because I had other things I was more important with. So that's why it's not completely tiered out. I just completely neglected tearing it up for the longest time. I didn't use it a lot before here recently. Okay, now we need to put the other crew in. And this one I'm using the entity, kind of the entity crew, as I call. I've got Naismith in there, DeMarco and Dodge. And I've got some Armada mixed with Armada officers, and I got Kim in there for the morale. Let me go into the other one. Here I got, oh man, I'm missing an officer. I'll put Grush in there. So those are the two I'm going to use. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the 68 space. I'm still not strong enough. Maybe my crew, maybe it's my crewing, I don't know. But I am not able to hit the 70 system in here. So I'm going to take my, one thing my Titan can't get to the 70 system, but while that's flying, I'm going to grab me another Dr. Pepper. I'm sitting there, I just kind of put everything back together to see if it would work. And I said, well, what the heck, might as well test the stream out. All right, so we're gonna send the cube. Oh, wait. We got something important we need to do before that. We need to use the exos. And I'm about even on both, so I don't need to do one over the other. Sometimes you'll see me, see I'm gonna go ahead and pop both. I don't know why it does that sometimes. I can do it this way. I'm gonna go ahead and do it that way. Because one time I fixed it and it popped it off here too. But I've got an extra slot down there. Gosh, come on. I want to do click both sides, have covered on each one. I'm going to try to do one of each if I got the directives to do it. Normally I like to have like 6 or more of those built up, but I'm low on, because we had that spend event on those type of credits, and I spent myself way down. I'm gonna look and see if in the pools I'm gonna see if I have any. Yeah, I do. I saw that when my alliance guys got something that rewarded that. So I'm using dust. I don't. If you were close to tearing one of these officers up, I think that would way to go. I've got the board queen tiered out. I've got E Data tiered out. I've got E Troy tiered out. My E Picard is nowhere close. So I think the mirror dust is a better. Same thing with Riker. I guess I could have used him on Riker, but you know, there's other ways to get Riker shards in the game. So it's hard to get that premium dust. In this event, this is one I'm pulling by Al when I get extra of those. I think I only got one more pull of those. Then I'm going to use that stuff, this thing here to. Okay, here I'm going to put my. We'll see how many of them we both get in here. I'm going to go. I got enough to do one of each. Normally don't do them this soon, but I used S-load of those material in that event that we just had recently. I'm going to max fortify just so I can get the loot. I don't think I need a max fortify on these actually. But I did use my catch and went into the 70 space. It would take me 2 pops to get one done. Okay, you can see I barely had any hold in. I can do, I've done up to like 10 of these at one time in here, and that was before I had this cube tiered up, when I had both these were the size of the smaller cube. Like you can see the entity crew, I think it's the entity one. Yeah, the entity crew. That one is doing more damage, or doing more damage than the E crew. On the, because you can tell by it wasn't fully charged, but it looks like it took more hull damage, but it did more damage. All right, well let's go ahead and pull them down. We're done with that. We're done with the wave defenses. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I got left to do. I do got the rest of that Federation event, but we've already done that a few times already. I'm not going to bore you guys just doing the same crap over and over again. Let's go into the another set of directives. But I'd rather do 2 than 3. That makes any sense. That way I can keep the directives even. Okay, let's see. Yes, I can only do 1 full. I need to really do 2 each time.
Relentless and bold, clear of steel, a legend retold. Effect of space, shadows that drive, fire rage and controls as the stars realize.
They got a 3-day one that you get lucky. You can get every once in a while. Come on, guys. Yeah, that's metal stuff. I wrote these songs. These are songs that I wrote myself. I mean, I've got 14 songs about Star Trek, Fleet Command, Star Trek, and space. I got like this song right here, Echoes in the Void. I'll play it right here. It's kind of an industrial metal song. Yep. Yeah, I'm gonna start make some separate videos on YouTube. My YouTube channel is Spades World, and put Star Trek Fleet Command or on there, or you'll get like the card game Spades. There's a one that's on there. You won't get it unless you put Star Trek Fleet Command into the search engine. But I'm from Dallas, and that's where my best friends was a band called God Fear, and they played at the Basement at the same time that Pantera and Drowning Pool and all those guys. So that's kind of our thing there. So that's kind of the music some of the music that I like, because they're my best friend. There's a guy that was named Mark Bond, who was the guitar player for God Fear. He was maybe the best guitar player I've ever heard. He didn't have a guitar series named after him. He died of COVID, the second strain that went around. I had 2 friends that died, both named Mark. One of them was a fishing guide at Lake Fort. Both of those, what's sad about both of those guys are some of the most awesome guys I ever known, for different reasons. And but yeah, I wrote a bunch of music. I got like I said, I got like 14 songs. This is my iPod that's going to the deal, and I just got it on random. But I've got a bunch of Klingon songs, and I've got a song where Janeway's dying in the Voyager, because I hated that series, especially hated her. She was like, I went back and watched it when the Voyager arc happened here, and I realized that was the reason why I stopped watching that series, because she was such an unlikable character. And Chipotle should have put her through the airlock at season 1 for all the bad decisions she made. He should have put her through the airlock and got the rest of them home without meddling with every civilization she came by. But I've got to get some, for the Janeway one, I've got to get some help. I got to go on the server and get a bunch of guys that are not in my alliance to send Voyagers up into Voyager space. Because I can use my Ketchna to go up there and crush them for the video. But I've got some guys that'll do that though. That don't care about losing. Be like me, who doesn't care about losing a Voyager. But I got to have some cooperation on that though. I haven't really. We had kind of a big thing going on right before pre-incursion on our server, so it's not a really good time to ask. All right, let's go ahead and fix these. I'm trying to think of something else I can do real quick before I sign off. Basically, was not gonna do like a full stream tonight because, like I said, I got this new monitor. I was wanting to check out the new setup. I still don't have it completely the way I want. I've got 2 screens mirroring. For some reason, I can't get it to go on the middle screen. It'll go on the 2 sides of the game I'm talking about, but I've got to go online and figure out what setting I need to do to make the applications open up in the middle screen instead of on the 2 side screens. You know, hey, I do got an idea. I can maybe trick it and change the outputs. I might try that when I'm off screen, off air. But because I would like to put chat in one screen, OBS in one screen, and then the game in another screen instead of how I got it right now. But all right, man. Let's see if I did this today. See, some of you guys that joined the stream now, I stayed up all night. I didn't go to bed till like 10 o'clock in the morning from Incursions. Then I went to sleep, and I went to sleep right after the event reset at 11 o'clock Central Time, and didn't wake up until like 7 o'clock tonight. Then I had a bunch of stuff I need, some errands to run before it got too late, and then went to Walmart and bought this screen, new monitor here, but oh yeah, well we won. I'll show you. Yeah, we won pretty big, not big as some I've seen, but. Basically, I'm on a server that's really poor about shielding. When we win, that means we busted open somebody big. We did that twice. We really had it won after the first deal, but like in the first hour, some guy that had like a quadrillion and a half worth of Paris steel, stayed and didn't go out of of their territory. We went inside, and 20 minutes, we were up like 1 trillion to like 100 million or something like that. But as far as me, I did pretty well on the champion. I got second place. And then on defender, I got fourth because a lot of my kills were on the other server. Didn't count for this, for the damage. But you can see that I'm in the MSA. If you look at it, it's mostly freaking purple on our server. So that's gotta tell you something. And but I didn't rate. Raider, I came in 12th, but like I said, I didn't do a lot of rating after the first hour. Most of the time I played Enforcer, and kept the raids going for when the guys got discovered by the other server. So I would move in there and shut them down from stopping them raiding, And it was fun. I had a good time. The first one I had a good time in a while, because normally we're on the other end of this, because like I said, my server has real poor discipline as far as shielding. I was originally on 75 and we merged with 74. And like I said, 75, we weren't a good shielding group, but 74 was worse than us because we beat them like 3 times. They were the only server we were undefeated on, and we merged with them. So it made Incursions pretty challenging to win. We have to go out and bust somebody open big to have a shot at winning like we did this last time. But see, the last incursion, I had to spend my whole time on our server stopping raids of our people on our server. But there was just so many guys that just didn't shield that I guess about mid incursions, I just said screw this and went to sleep, and then woke up like at 6 in the morning and started playing again to finish out the SMS and some other stuff, because it was just too many guys getting raided left and right, and unfortunately that when people come to our server, most of the time we're the bank for the rest of the damn Star Trek Fleet Command, because all our low guys have way more resources than they should have, because of us, some of the higher players, because we put the server into a higher economy, and so when they get stuff from rewards and stuff, they're getting way more resources than what we got when we were at 40s and our 50s. When we were in 40s and 50s, somebody had $1 trillion worth of peristeel or whatever. They were like a whale or whatever. But now we can go to somebody. We'll go to this 49 guy, see how much he's got. That's not going to show me, but let me find somebody unshielded that's going to be wiped out after Incursions. Let me see if I can find somebody to let me see. Oh, here's a 50. He's probably got nothing on here. Yeah, look, this 50 guy's got 34 trillion worth of resources. When I was a 50 player, if somebody had a trillion, they were god rich, But so when other servers that are not as or not the same economy, they come here and they can feast on the dumbass like this who's not even shielded. You know, he's got all these rewards and he's got all these ships. Is all his ships home? Yeah, so he's not even playing. He's just didn't freaking shield. We got tons of guys just like this. You know what? He's gonna get tapped just for being a dumbass here. Let's go ahead and I can probably put any crew in here, but I'm gonna go ahead and tap this a-hole. No, let's put the. Well, normally the crew that I use is not this one, but I don't feel like crewing. This is a PvP crew. I usually have a different rating. Wait, I got my rating crew in. I put it in a slot yesterday when I was doing Incursions. I had to redo all these. Where's that? Not that it's going to really matter, but I just wanted to show you the crew that I use when I actually are trying to raid. I'm just pumping this guy because he's a dumbass, and I'm going to give these cords to my guys. That should get things started. Yeah, I know, man. I did put in on Discord to the community managers and a couple other people that they need to change that. It should go back to damage dealer and be work on either side of the server. The stats, you know, because like, okay, say if we were supposed to be invader and I had to stay on my server, that's what happened last time. I had to stay on my server pretty much the whole time to stop raids. You can't score, you know. So it's stupid for them to put it one way or the other. Or they should have two brackets. They should have a bracket for the invaders and then have a bracket for, you know what I'm saying, where you can score as an invader or a defender. Now that would work if they could put two brackets. Have one where you can score as invader and one as a defender. I know they designate you one or the other, but it's one of those other things that the people that are putting up these events aren't people that actually play the damn game, that understand how it's played. But yeah, that'd probably be the best thing if they would have two brackets where you could score on both and get rewards from both. You know, that would be the best thing on it. Let's see if anybody takes advantage of the gift I gave them. I don't know. They might be all rated out from yesterday, but that's typical for my server. You got a guy that's got a bunch of resources. That's a bunch of resources for 50. You know what I'm saying? And he's not protecting it at all. Because he probably has this 34 right here, but he's probably got double that below, so he doesn't care if he gets wiped out. He can just throw some tokens down and he's good to go. what happened when we merged, we had this big coalition decide to kind of rule the merge after post merge, and it ruined everything as far as on this thing, because we become a farming server. A lot of more aggressive players that I used to play with all the time quit. Just got tired of having to deal with schemers trying to rule our game. They're wanting to play Star Trek Farmsville, you know, instead of what the game should be. And but yeah, like believe it or not, I don't know if this is the same for you guys, or how many 60 plus guys we got in this channel right now. Well, anyway, before I went 61, a bunch of the guys that they decided, well, we're gonna have no OPC hunting in G6 space. Well, when I went 61, the first thing I did was go OPC hunting, but then I found out that, you know, that it's not very profitable, just because of the exchange rate in the refinery. The raw materials that you would raid, you wouldn't make up whatever you got, you know, either it was in Sigma or whatever, because in Sigma you have to use a G6 ship or you can't get it. You know, I went and loaded up my tally with G6 mats, but you know, I couldn't get first I didn't know why I couldn't get the resources. Then I realized, oh, I gotta have a G6 ship. I didn't have one. I had one, but it wasn't, you know, to go up there and hit one of the miners, it was gonna cost me more in resources to fix than I could possibly get from what I just got from you know, from the OPC. You know, the exchange rate is stupidly stupid, you know, low. So it's not really profitable to go up there and for the repairs. But now my ships are strong, really strong, and I get barely any damage. You know, I'm almost to the point where I'm going to tell them, hey man, I'm OPC hunting again up there, just so I can cause drama. To be honest with you. Because I gotta do something to shake this server out. I'm tired of everybody playing Kumbaya and all this bull crap on here, you know. But I haven't decided whether I'm gonna do it or not. But I did go up there and go some OPC hunting, and on 76 took about 30 miners out up there, and remember how fun it used to be to go up there and grab the resources. but I was shocked how many guys thought, well, I'm just going to go up here and mine during incursions. But I did it during a lull where there was nothing going on. I just went up into G6 space and went into the did this, went over here and went into all the mining systems and see if there was like one or two of them in almost every system that was in there, you know. So I'm sitting there. I didn't see any guys in the parts, but to me that's where I do more mining. I am not doing it right now because I didn't do any mining yesterday. I'm trying to catch up a little bit, but I do a lot of going into up here because it's an easier way to get the parts. The broken parts is to go up here and mine it, because it does it pretty quick. It's one of the only, maybe one of the only things that mines quick in G6 spaces of the parts. But I almost got all my dailies completely done. So I don't do these anymore because there's nothing in that Manus thing that helps me except for the Sigma, or not the Sigma, but the Syndicate X. And I'm done with the away teams. The only away team I ever do is when the data mission comes up because I'm still haven't tiered him completely out. I only pull the parts. Maybe after I get to doing the parts, I'll start doing nothing but the research stuff. But there's not much research in there. It's worth left for me to do in there. So I'd rather, like, tomorrow when I run, I'll have enough to do a full pull on the parts. But hey, does the 70 spawn real slow on does the 70 spawn real slow on the Fed space as far as this the hostile 70 and 71? I don't usually I do my hostiles in Romulan space because it's like my third faction. No, like you were saying, that yeah, the mirror space is a great resource for Sigma speed ups and everything else. I mean, I honestly, I wouldn't beat 70 now. For two things that helped me get to 70 as quick as it did, because I thought it'd be later summer before I got up there, was mirror 68 and 70 space. And also, like I was telling somebody earlier, us having those choice events on the mats during the arcs. But you can see I've got all. No, wrong button. I've got my my reputation all maxed already. I did that. I had my Klingon done the more traditional way in like Ops 65, 66, and then I went in mirror space and did Federation and Romulan. But I've got all three. I've already got my Ketchna's already out. I had that before it got to 70. I had it waiting for me. And see, this is how close I am to getting my Enterprise E. I could go crazy and spend a bunch of lat and maybe get it, but right now I'm working on my Ketchna. As soon as I get it to like as soon as I get it to I think it's 50. Once I get it to 50, then I might focus on getting that Enterprise E out. But until then, I don't want to spend any other resources on anything else except for the ship. I'll do some, like my station. You notice all the stuff that I've got that I'm working on either didn't cost me any mats, like this bad boy here, or these are all taken ore. But anything gas or crystal is going to wait until I get to at least tier 10 with this bad boy. And you can see I got two more upgrades to tier 8. But until then, I mean, they got which sucks too, because they got some good. If you're building on the station, they've got some really good. Where's that at? They've got this first contact thing for the station. If it had a little bit more G6 mats in here, I would pull it and use it for use it for the ship, but actually when there's ones in here, you can notice I bought this one today, and but that's the only one I have in there, so that's why I didn't really spend anything on this. I wonder how you get to this without. Trying to think how you get to the archives without going into. I mean, I know I can get into this way, but it doesn't get me into the not the archives, but the artifacts. How do you get in there without? But anyway, I'm not. I know I don't need. I don't actually really need in there because I know there's nothing for me to upgrade. Yeah. Trying to see if there's anything else. I don't think I got anything that I can do. This doesn't take, both this takes rare gas. I'm gonna need that. So I'm not gonna mess with it. No, none of these need them there, but I know that it uses, there's some upgrade that uses gas. I used them in these earlier ones. But I think I'm gonna call it a night, guys. I don't know what my stream schedule is gonna be. I'm starting a new job on Monday. I don't know exactly what the hours are gonna be, because my first couple 2 or 3 weeks there is not gonna be a normal shift of work that we're gonna have. When I do start my job, I know that I'm gonna be working nights. Wednesday through Friday night every week, and then every other Saturday. So it's not likely I'm going to be streaming on my work nights. But I will probably do a stream on definitely on Mondays and Tuesday nights, and maybe early in the morning before I go to sleep. This will be kind of cool because I'll be off during ARC launch. I've never been off. Usually on my other job, I worked on the other side of the week where I was working every Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and I worked every Saturday. But this first 3 weeks, from what I understand, what the guy was telling me, that they're going to have me work 4 days a week, Monday through Thursday, during the day, and then I don't know if I'm going to go working nights. Then the schedule that he gave me was kind of all over the place to start out, because I've got to learn their plants. They've got like 4 different plants there, and they're spread out over their complex. So I'm going to have to learn all 4 of them, so it's going to be challenging early on. But what happened at the other job is I got COVID from working there for one of my fellow employees and our co-workers, my fellow co-workers. Well, I got I got the thing. The COVID itself didn't really hit me that hard when I had it. But what it did to me this last time, this is the second time I got it, it made me prone to getting upper respiratory infections since then. And what happened is, I want to say like in July or so, I got pneumonia and got real sick. I was sick for about two or 3 weeks, and then but I only missed a few days of work out of it. I mean, I was sick, but in December I got pneumonia again, and that one was a worse deal. So I was sick for about 2 weeks, felt better, started working again, and then I relapsed. And the second time around was really bad. There was times where I thought I was going to have to go to the hospital. I was running high fever and had the chills and was coughing my brains out. I mean, I literally took. I think it was 4 antibiotics before I finally got it knocked out to where I'm feeling a lot better. But I'm still not 100%. I'm probably about 70 maybe. But I feel better than I have in over a half a year right now. But part of it is I haven't worked. I quit my job. I guess it was March the 13th. Is because they told me to go ahead and take as much time as I needed off when I was sick, because they could see I was really sick. And then they counted it against me when there was a promotion there, and I was way more qualified than the guy that got the job, and they didn't even interview me for the job. So I took that as a slide, so I just told them, found another job, and then told them to screw off and quit. And but anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and cut it tonight, and we'll be on in a few times. Yeah, it does suck, man. I worked at the job for 8 years, and we had this big freeze a couple years ago where I'm the only one that kept our system from having boil water notices like most of the ones at North Texas, because I kept the plant going when it was and water flowing through the pipes the whole time, because I knew what to do, because I'd been through this one other time, but not as severe. About 10 years ago, we had a bad cold spell like this, but the power grids in Texas were a lot better back in the I guess the early 2000s, or when that happened, or maybe the late 90s. I don't remember when it was, but it was somewhere. Our power grids were a lot better. We didn't lose power like that, like we did here. I guess it was 2 or 3 years ago when we had that big freeze. But yeah, I got screwed over on it. And the thing was, I caught COVID at work. And they didn't tell me that somebody tested positive. I found out when I got back to work. That was the part that pissed me off the most, was they knew that so-and-so was sick with it, and they didn't tell me. I know for the HEPA thing, they couldn't tell me who, but they could have told me, hey, dude, you need to get tested, because somebody at the plant tested positive for COVID. Well, they didn't bother doing the decency of that. I found out when I got back, and then that's when I knew I had it, because I had the same damn symptoms as he did. And but anyway, all right, man. I'll see you guys maybe tomorrow night. Talk to you later. All right, bye.